Hello friends. So Open D, I use it a lot. I'm a big fan of it, and I want to give you a really strong foundation that is not overly complex to get you creating music with Open D very easily and quite quickly. So the great thing about Open D, it's D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. And the great thing about that is you might notice we have 3 D strings, 2 A strings, and 1 string tuned to F sharp. So what's so special about that? So if we take, we're going to be playing in D major today. If we take this pattern, 0 on the low E string, now tuned down to D, 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. That's a D major scale, right? Now, what's cool about that is, if you learn that, you also know it now on the D string and this string, also tuned to D. So all of a sudden you have all the usable notes on 3 of the strings, just with that one pattern. Similar situation with the A string, or the 2 strings that are tuned to A, we go 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12. Now you know 5 of the strings and their usable notes in D major, just with those two shapes. So that's 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12 on the 3 D strings, and 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12 on the A strings. And for the G string, now tuned down to F sharp, we're going 0, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. And there you have it, all your usable notes across the fretboard. Now I'm going to talk to you about chords and some scales there shortly as well. But something I like to do, I mean, even if you just learn that one D pattern, you know, if we fret all of the D strings with that, we can get some beautiful ideas. There's so much weight in Open D. I like to practice these patterns with the D string, the low D string or the low E string tuned down to D, and the G string or now F sharp string together. And man, I mean, there's thousands of beautiful songs hiding away there. I've written a couple of dozen songs with those kinds of patterns myself. You can go A and G string, now tuned down to F sharp. You know, they're really beautiful stuff. Alright, so let's move on to chords. I'm going to give you your 1, 4, and 5 major chords and your 6th minor chord. So that's your relative minor. In this case, we're in D major. So 1, 4, and 5 will be D major, G major, and A major. Those are your 3 chord trick chords. And relative minor in this case is B minor. So let's start off with the 1, 4, 5. So all the strings open, that's your D major chord, your 1 chord. Now, you can get the 4 and 5 chord by just barring the 5th fret and the 7th fret, so that would be G major and A major. But in my opinion, if you're just looking for straight major chords, why are you in Open D, right? You know, we can just play those in standard tuning. The joy of open tunings is we get these beautiful voicings that we wouldn't get otherwise. So that's the 1 chord, all the strings open. 4 chord, put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and put your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the G string, which is now tuned down to F sharp, and we'll get our 4 chord. Now, I call them my 1, 4, and 5 chords. They're not quite straight major, so in this case, that's a G add 9. Beautiful, you know. So lovely. And then our 5 chord, which would be our A major, or in this case, it's an A sus4. But you can just, you know, don't worry about these phrasings, because you can just use them as you would a normal 4 and 5 chord. So in this case, middle finger second fret of the D string, the one that's traditionally the D string, and third finger on the third fret of the G string, now tuned down to F sharp, and we'll use the A string as our root here. Beautiful. You can also fret the second fret in the B string or the fourth fret in the B string. Alright, and finally for the chords, our B minor, our relative minor, is pretty simple. Second fret in the A string and second fret on the B string, now tuned down to A. You can go first finger and second finger, or third finger, or if you're feeling really crazy, for some reason you want to use your pinky, you know, who am I to judge? That's a straight B minor. What I like to do sometimes is second fret in the high E string, now tuned down to D as well, and that'll give us that kind of questioning. That's a B minor at 11. Feels like maybe Stephen Sondheim or something. There's a question there. Okay, so that's our 1, 4, and 5 chord and our 6 chord minor. Someone's in trouble. Finally, some scales, right? Now these have repeated notes in them. I don't care about that, right? And I would recommend you don't either, in this case, because we're playing exclusively in D major, and that's all we're worrying about today. So, very simple pattern, I like this one, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4. So that's 0, 2, 4 across the board, with the exception of the G string, now tuned down to F sharp, which is 0, 1, 3. So 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4. Beautiful. Those are your usable notes in open D. So with just that one pattern, we've got the first 4 frets covered. You know them now. We have the usable notes. And you, by the way, you can combine all of these notes, you know, the first shapes I was showing you, in whatever way you want, because you're in D major. These are all the notes of D major. You can't go wrong here. Okay, so that's the first 4 frets. Now, very simply, 5, 7 across the board. So we have 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, and 5 and 7. Use the open strings if you want. I like to do that sometimes. Lovely. So there you go. You have your patterns up to the 12th fret, where of course they repeat, because that's the octave. You have your tuning, D, A, D, F sharp, A, and D. You have your 1, 4, and 5 chord and your 6 chord, or variations of them. And, you know, with that pattern, you know, mix it in with the chords. Doing there, and you can do it too. I'm using the 1, 4, and 5 chord, and I'm playing around with the notes in that pattern we learned, the 0, 2, 4 pattern. And it's just that simple. Yeah, that'll do it for me. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments, or you can find me on Instagram at David Skinner Music. If you need a guitar man or interested in lessons or anything like that, reach out. And apart from that, don't do anything I wouldn't do, and have a great day.